This is the story of Georges Sarret, a man who would become known as Georges Sarret, but his name wouldn't be spoken with respect. Oh no, it would be whispered with fear and disgust. You see, Sarret was a killer. He was born in Trieste, Italy, a place that seems a million miles away from the dark and dangerous streets of Marseille, where he would eventually commit his terrible crimes. But even though he seemed like a bright, normal boy, the truth is that Sarret was drawn to darkness from a young age. And get this, he was incredibly smart, he loved to learn, and he was good at everything he tried. Medicine, chemistry, even law, you name it, he aced it. He became a lawyer, which made him look respectable, but it was all a lie to hide his wicked heart. Sarret loved to gamble, and he loved the ladies, but these things cost money he didn't have. He wanted to be rich, and have all the fancy things in life, but he didn't want to work for it. That's when he came up with a plan as clever as it was evil. He decided to use his intelligence not to help people but to hurt them. He would kill people for money, using their deaths as a way to get rich. Catherine and Philomene Schmidt were sisters, and they were in love with the same man, Georges Sarret. He was a master manipulator, and he tricked them into helping him with his deadly plan. The plan was simple. Find lonely men who were looking for love and who had life insurance policies. The sisters, following Sarret's instructions, would marry these men and pretend to love them. But their love was a lie, a deadly poison. As soon as the marriage papers were signed, the clock started ticking for these poor guys, and then, one by one, they started dying. Natural causes, accidents, nobody knew for sure. The police never suspected a thing. The money from the life insurance went to the grieving widows, who immediately handed it over to Sarret. He was the puppet master, and they were his puppets. He had dirt on them, secrets that would put them in jail, so they were trapped. But even the best-laid plans can go wrong. And the truth, just like the smell of blood, is really hard to hide. Louis Chambon du Verger. Remember that name because it's important. He was one of Sarret's partners in crime, but he became a problem. Why? Because he knew too much and could send Sarret to jail. So, what did Sarret do? He made Louis and his girlfriend Nomi Balandreau disappear. Poof. Gone. People started talking, of course, but Sarret was good at making people believe his lies. He always had a solution for everything, a gruesome way to clean up his messes. His tool of choice? Acid. Sulphuric acid, to be exact. It's nasty stuff, let me tell you. It eats through flesh and bone, leaving almost nothing behind. Sarret's villa started to smell like death. It was awful. His beautiful garden, once full of flowers, became a secret graveyard. But the earth, just like our memories, holds on to secrets. And the police were getting closer. Sarret's carefully built world was about to come crashing down. The trial was the talk of the town. Sarret, always the showman, used his knowledge of the law to try to get away with his crimes, but there was too much evidence against him. The bones dissolved in acid, the whispers of his past victims, and the damning testimonies of the Schmidt sisters. It all pointed to one thing. Sarret was a monster. Guilty. The word echoed through the courtroom, sealing Sarret's fate. He was going to die the same way he killed some of his victims by the guillotine. April 10, 1934. The day of reckoning had arrived. A huge crowd gathered to watch the execution. They weren't there to support Sarret, oh no. They wanted to see the monster get what he deserved. The guillotine, a symbol of swift justice, malfunctioned. Can you believe it? Sarret, arrogant as ever, even facing his own death, sneered, "Idiots, hurry up, can't you?" Finally the blade fell. Silence. Georges Sarret was no more. His reign of terror was finally over. But the horror of his crimes, the cold and calculated way he took lives, continued to haunt France. He became a warning, a reminder that evil can wear a suit and tie, that monsters can be charming and smart, and that justice, even though it sometimes takes its sweet time, will eventually win.